Good morning, it's the 2nd of June and I'm going to be going out to look at some more mines. Right now the plan is to go about another hour to head out to mines northwest of Winnemucca. And in just a second I'll show you where I'm going to go. So on the map here, there's a bunch of mines up in there that I've circled that I want to go explore. I was looking at the Pansy mine down here, but that been basically reclaimed, closed in. There's sites there, but didn't sound too interesting. There's some history behind that one, but I want to go explore the ones up here. Let's see, zoom out. I want to go check that, the Silver State Mine, I mean. And up in here, there's a bunch of Scheelite mine. There's a site there, Big Boy number 2 mine. Big Bob, Jumbo Mine, Mayday Mine, and Humboldt Mine. I don't know much about most of these. I haven't looked up too much of them, but I figured they would be fun to go explore. It's pretty obvious what the Scheelite mine, what they're mining, so it's probably a skarn deposit. They're mining Scheelite there, so it'll be fun to go look around if there's not any signs keeping out. There should be sufficient roads. I plan on driving up 95 and then going to this turnoff and heading up there. So it's probably about 30-40 miles away from Winnemucca. One thing I need to do is I need to go to the store and buy a better map, because this one doesn't have any road names on it and it's hard to navigate with. Of course, there aren't street signs out there on most of these anyway, but it would be nice if there's street signs to be able to tell where the hell I'm going. So that's the plans this morning. Right from Winnemucca, past Winnemucca Mountain. Yeah, I could go the other side, but the map doesn't show, so I'm going to go up 95, past Winnemucca Mountain, to this turnoff here. And it looks like the area is sand dunes. And there are sand dunes there. They're actually decent. I should stop and take some video of that to show what the sand dunes look like and describe the material. But the road right after the sand dunes. Head up that road. I'd like to eventually get up in the National Forest up here, because I was on the other side over here at Cahill Mine, the Mercury Mine, and the road past connected down around, because with the Cahill Mine, to get there you can't drive the south because it's closed off, so you have to go along that route there until you hit the road at the ranch there. So plans are to eventually get up here on the other side of in the National Forest, because they're actually quite high peaks. There might be some trees, but I probably won't get to that today. There's no mill site or mill site that would be interesting to go to, but I probably won't get to today given all the driving. I will probably stick with going into this area over here and doing proper exploring. I decided for now on not to go any more mercury mines. I just don't want to risk collecting any more samples. I'm not really big on collecting mercury samples. Neat crystals, but still, my concerns about mercury and off-gassing, and it makes it more difficult to store than radioactive minerals. At least with the radioactive minerals, once you have them, you can bury them and shield them from the environment and protect you and yourself. Yes, they are do give off some radon. That's easier to control, and that dissipates and decays, whereas the mercury and the vapors don't exactly go away. But anyway, I digress. So I said I'd stop at the sand dunes, show you around, see the mountains in the background. I had to lock the truck. Not very big, but just fine grained sand. Got some tracks from dogs, probably. People bring their dogs out here. Ripples in the sand. Just right along the main highway coming out of Winnemucca, going 95 north. Could have drove up here, but a lot more fun just to walk. Looks like people come out here and make a campfire. A few sand dunes in the desert. And that's looking back towards Winnemucca Mountain there, Winnemucca Mountain. And there's 95. All right. So driving down the road. Sand Dune Pass Road. Came across this on the other side of the pass. Field of sand dunes. But anyway, on I go. Well, come north on the road. From going west to north. The map I have is completely worthless. But I stopped here because it looks like an old mill site. Not so much the shanty of the building there, but this ramp coming up. Plus the rock fragments don't match what's in the topography here, so a bunch of different stuff. Took a bunch of quartz. I'm looking at the iron staining on this. Giving some of the old workings. Yep. Rail car here. So this looks like an old mill site. So I'm looking at what's going on. There's a road going off that way. I might go explore one that way going up the hill. That looks interesting up there. And given location, probably gonna head up that road straight across there, just because it looks like the most interesting place to go. May not go to anything, but it's worth exploring. But I'm gonna look around here and see if there's anything. Probably isn't, so I'm probably not gonna look around, but bunch of old timbers. Been stripped out of whatever material they can, and then people decide just to shoot it up. As for the mine site, or larger range over there, is where a couple of the mines I want to explore is located. At least that's what it says on the map. One thing I'm going to do is get a better map, because the one I currently have doesn't work. It doesn't show roads accurately. It shows roads that aren't there, and it doesn't give a correct orientation for the roads it says they're there, so that's just to dump it. Anyway, I drove up one road I was talking about, and that's what you can see in the distance. I'm not there yet. Getting closer. I'm driving up this 2-track here. But you can see the head frame and all that still in place. So it's gonna be interesting to go look at it. See what they were pulling out. Well, off in the distance there, you see the road tees into the main road. That's where I came from, so I came up that trail there. And then up this steep hill, 4-wheel low, to get to here. This head frame. Or we come down here and processed. And there's piles there. A few more piles, and there's some kind of shack down there. Definitely doesn't like my presence here. Been chirping the whole time I got up here. Anyway, hopefully a little while get used to me being around, but look at the material, a bunch of iron staining, a bunch of quartz replacement. Fragmented rocks. Hematite, iron staining, gurtite. This looks like some chlorite. More fragments over here. A waste pile. No fridge. There's some mine workings on the other side over there, so it looks like I came to the right area. gonna just look around. I think the mine's silver here if I remember correctly. Unfortunately, I don't know the name of this locale, only because the map I have is not correct. It's the general location. So I'm just gonna punk around later on. Hopefully I'll be able to figure out the location of the mine and go from there. I may have to drive up the top up here because it doesn't look like a safe area. I've got my truck and small area down there to move around. There's the head frame again. Still got the pulley. Lots of quartz around here. It's like a cemetery unit. Been altered. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely pull up here. A lot more room to turn around. That's what other people have done. Rock's been twisted, turned. It's the 2nd of June. What I've noticed for northern Nevada is not that hot. Yes, I have a long sleeve shirt on and a stupid hat. But the stupid hat and long sleeve shirt are to keep the sun off my body. Truck parked down there. Back across the valley. And someone's had their lunch up here. Left a bunch of pens and pencils. Danger. Unsafe mine. You see these a lot of areas. Danger, stay out, unsafe mine. But it looks like some people decide to ignore it and go in. You got the ore hauling rail going up, dumps it, and comes back down. That's what this sign says. Federal mining claim. This is a federal mining claim located, recorded, and maintained in accordance to 43 CFR. Well, you can read the rest. Big timbers. That's why there are a lot of trees probably around. Caught on fire a little bit. Let's see what's over here. Locked up, going down. And that looks like a new lock. That's the safest way to go in, probably. Got massive quartz here, though. It's like in schist. Got these little veinlets coming through. And that is solid door. Knock knock, anybody home? And someone's big ass lock. Guess they still want access to it. Yeah, big ass critter. I understand why they put this up, because look at this rock. It is not that stable. It's been altered, clay altered, argillic alteration. Because it looks like people decide to go around it, go down in that way. That may dead end. see on the hill over there, a bunch of workings. But yeah, they decided to put that in there, protect. That's the best, safest way. Those are new modern timbers, so that's not that old. I don't know if they're pressure treated or not. It's hard to say in the sun. Probably bleached it out, but you can see the dip angle of the quartz. How it dips in towards the hill. It dips towards, I'd say it dips 40 degrees to the southwest. And back at the view of the head frame again. Well, it's not really head frame. I don't know what to call it in proper mining terms. Ore cart from head frame. The head frame normally indicates going into a shaft, and that's not a shaft. As we work to decline these rails here. And going down. Now what's the small tag say? If I can get around to it safely. Ow! My knee. Anyway, oh man. This fence was constructed for your protection by the Nevada Bureau of Minerals. If discovered, this fence vandalized or need repair, please contact. So, Carson City, Nevada. But yep, that's not the safe way to go in. I understand mining claim laws in the U.S. Since they're under the land control, you as an individual are still allowed to walk along claim, not disrupt mining activity or disrupt the miners in their work or the old building. Let's see if I can get up there. So I'm going to sign off for a second so I save energy. So anyway, that might explain it. So the pulley system plus the generator has some kind of pipe coming up for it. But it was one time from that pulley there, tied up to there, which swung around the rail ore cart, so it went down. And they had this pipe in the ground. Well, it's not a pipe in the ground. This is sticking up for venting on the generator. Looks like a control panel back then. But up here is schist rock. It almost looks like fill-like to me though. Kind of slaty. Maybe a slate. Really need to work on my sedimentary rocks. Well, they're actually metamorphic. See some of the texture on the rock there. I'm gonna say slate the way it's flat. I could cleave it off. There are a few mine workings up in here, in these hills. You can see the valley crossing the green spots where they're irrigating it, circular irrigation. That looks like a ply out there. Anyway, I'll just look around and see what there's slate here. Massive quartz. Looks like some veining. So they're probably mining in the quartz vein, mining the quartz solid, and veining in the quartz. And stuff like that. Well, there's a bit of underground working amount of tails I can see here, but that's about it. Anyway, I'll let you go for now. So I don't know if you can see it in the camera or not. Just walking along, looking at the area, thing you have to watch out for. There are snakes. There's one. I don't know what breed it is. I'm not getting any closer because they move fast, but there are snakes out. They don't leave a trace. Now you know there's a snake in that sage bush. Their tail sticking out. You wouldn't see it though. And not all rattlesnakes. That doesn't look like it has a rattle on it, but I don't know its coloring. I'm leaving it alone because I don't kill snakes, but you have to be careful walking along. So I've already seen more snakes in Nevada than I have in Arizona when I lived there for all the years I lived in Arizona. But I'll leave the snake be. He can go about his way and I'll go about mine. An idea of bed frame underneath. And sport timbers from the very bottom. A bunch of stuff piled up here. Get a bunch of waste rock. Big 20-penny spike they did, put in nails, and the chute cart would come down. So, slaty texture, different rocks. Anyway, that's the timbering from underneath. You see up there they kind of mortised it out, and it's sitting in there, control it, same thing there, so big timbers. And put some heavy duty work into this. So decided to go inside. Doesn't go very far. Probably good. You can see the rock though. They backfilled this to keep people out, which is probably a good idea. But there's a small layering rock. It is loose. You can see the slickens on the rock. There's the entrance. And they close this off completely. And then it's very friable rock. The pieces have been falling down. This will probably eventually cave in, but I'm not going to stay here very long. Got some folding going on the rock there. But yeah, you can see the beds, how they dip. They dip to the southwest. And that's the general location, but all this loose material and fill, I'm not stepping out there because I don't trust it. You know, it's probably solid as can be. But yep, this is better than the Mercury mine because it's closed off. And on top of that, I don't have to worry about vapors coming off. There's some kind of iron staining, iron oxide in the wall there, and that may have been where the silver accumulated and they followed. Anyway, this is just down the hill where I came from. Just drove down here and it looks like an exploratory trench. You can see the shack there. And more quartz in the schist. Stopped because of this. See the quartz vein. No tin there of some kind. See the quartz mineralized through there. Some workings up in here. I suspect this whole hill is just peppered with old tunnels going in and out. They closed that off. Get back down, it's not safe to go that way. More iron staining. Quartz veins going left and right, massive quartz. Carved that out. So it's depends on circumstances, but sometimes quartz contains the gold, and sometimes it's around the outside of the vein or in the material. And unfortunately, all these old mines, they didn't keep good documentation, so if there's any documentation, it's very generalized. But I'm gonna go around there, work my way back around. So I'm gonna go explore that up there, if the road let me. The thing about driving a small truck down path, you always have to keep in mind, you may have to reverse yourself all the way back up. So sometimes it helps to be very conscious of which way you're going. Anyway, I haven't seen any sulfides, visible sulfides, just quartz. Well, quartz is not sulfide, but mineralization quartz. If I see anything, I thought I just saw some romanchite on one of the rocks, but I don't see it now. There's some, looks like some plucking. There were some sulfides in there one time and they got plucked out. I don't see them anymore, so there, that might be some kind of manganese oxide. Low temperature. So here's on the other side of the little valley. I thought I was going to have to turn around, but I didn't have to. Stopped here because there's some, looks like some workings over here. And to show you this nice red flower. If the camera frame is off when I'm recording, it's because the glare from the sunlight makes it very difficult to see. But as close as I can. Yeah, this is going up the hill. Took the camera a second to adjust. Not bad with that frame out, but there's something going on up here. Pipe sticking out for some reason. Dixie, Dixseed, LMN, Dixseed. And the sign says Dixieland Delight 4, location monument. So that gives me the mine. That might be the Dixie mine. This might be number 4. As for this capsule up here, I have no idea why it's sitting there, and it's not coming off. And right down there, looks like some fiberglass or something. Timbers, wood. Burnt timber. I'll walk over here because there's a notch in the hill, shouldn't be there naturally. Looks like that's been reclaimed. There's a marker over there, a claim marker. There's probably a tunnel going in. It looks like right there in the center of the frame is some kind of tunnel. Was at one time. A piece of steel down there. That's better. Now there's some nice crystalline quartz. These quartz crystals running throughout there. So some bugginess, iron staining with the quartz. Danger, unsafe mine. Waste pile up here. Now that's kind of impressive. When they brought the ore up on the cart here, there probably was rails of some kind one time. No head frame though. This one's old garden hose. Steel for pipes. It's like they're cutting into this and then backfilled it just to keep things out for safety. Don't know why the pipe's sticking out. It must be for drainage of some kind. It may be going back into there and then tied in underground, probably for pumping water out. Probably an issue with water. Even though it's a desert, water's still an issue for underground mines. and control it. More hematite and quartz. This is steels, nuts, bolts. Might be another one where it goes down so far and then stops, but hard to say. Anyway, just drove around the bend. It was up there. I was just going to drive down here. Wasn't going to record anything, but there's something up here. As I walk along looking for snakes. Last thing I want to do is get bit by a snake before I start work. A piece of steel in the ground. See, thing is, you can close off multiple entrance on this stuff, but don't get all of them all the time. I guess if a person's determined to get in some of these old mine workings, they will, but that's up to the individual. They sealed this one up. See some waste material they pulled out. I don't know how they get up here to fill this in, but yep. Grabbed this loose material and filled it in. This was one of the entrances they probably used to use quite a bit. Probably lower area, bringing waste out, whatever. Smaller pile though, it's hard to say. Anyway, one of those red flowers in the hill over there. So I'm off to down the hill. Down the hill. Came down the path. There's a tail pile of something there, but not much in it. A few quartz. So I'd come down and look at the building. Lots of glass fragments, people breaking stuff out here, leaving garbage, old oil filter. I mean, this hill doesn't look natural to me. Looks like it might be the tail pile actually. But then again, it's hard to say. It could be natural topography, but this must have been an old work bunkhouse. Hasn't stood for a very long time. There was an electrical switch out here one time, so there was power. Thought I saw a mill site. I'm not seeing it right now though. It's road going over that way. Probably more workings, but I think for now this side pretty well looked everything over. Plastic water pipe. That's back looking at the workings and the building. Much quartz as there is out here. I suspect this is a waste pile they built the structure on. Can't see this much quartz coming up. very possible that could be. There's a lot of junk around here though. And an old fridge, old equipment, not unused for garbage to be lying around. But interesting little mine. I'll have to look at the history later on, see what I can find about it. Signing out for now. 4 miles north approximately of where I stopped to look at the old mine workings, and I've headed west up this valley. And there's some old mine workings I'm going to go check out. One there and one there. There was one back on the hill back there, but I don't see how to get to it. And there's a small trail up the road up there going up, but I'm not going that way, so I'm just going to follow the main road. I'm going to take that steep of a trail. I know the truck can make it, but I don't want to risk it. Anyway, I'm going to go over there and look, see what we find. Kind of slaty phyllite material. A little bit of workings. Quartz veining, but they dug this out. Unsafe mine, stay out. I don't think it goes very far. And they closed it in, like a lot of them they have. I'll walk over the hill over there and check the other one. But from what I can tell here, it's just an iron oxide. Probably some sulfides associated with it. Nothing major though. Just a little bit of workings. It doesn't go very far in. Well, I'm at the other little bit of workings. See the truck down there. And another little workings going down at a steep angle. Must have followed that quartz vein over there in the wall going down. Have this amount of material.